Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the People's Advocacy Platform. My name is Capo Daniel. I am the chairman. Yesterday, we broadcast the images that were coming in from a meeting that was called by the imposed Colonial or Cameroon SDO in Kupe Maninguba in Manyemen, where there is a chieftaincy crisis. Throughout our territory, this is actually the Amazonian struggle, the Anglophone struggle. For many years, we have lost our culture, lost the respect of our culture because of politicization that have come in as a result of the Cameroon administration. Right from 1997, when the presidential decree was signed to reorganize our fondoms, our chiefdom, following the dismantling of the senatorial role they used to play in the House of Chiefs under the British. I want to remind una again, make una understand, say from the time of the Germans, now the traditional ruler them, now the chiefs them, be signed for give that land, make them create the country they call say Cameroon. The protectorate treaties from the British to the Germans to the Portuguese were all done by our traditional rulers. These are the people who govern. These are the people who owns our indigenous land. They are the essential element to our identity. And this problem further highlights the crisis where our people are lost in their own country. They don't know where to turn to. So it is just an example of one of many that our people are suffering. This is actually the Amazonian struggle. This is the Southern Cameroon. This is the Anglophone problems. We are going to be dissecting these problems so that our people should know the tangible problems that we have. Whether I take you to the issue of our community water projects, of Snake, where we used to develop water, quarter develop water, people development unions, they step in to raise funds to deal water catchment, to build their pipelines, to build water, to supply water to their community as a community service that have been arrested, taken over by the Cameroon government, privatized to be used to milk our people out of money. Now even chieftaincy issue. This is not the only place. You go to Menchum in Esu, where there is a suspected case of a Cameroon millionaire who is associated with the regime. Baba Dangote had allegedly plotted for the assassination of the chief there so that he would be replaced with somebody else that will facilitate their cow business there. The problem go on and on. You go to Kom in Boyo, where in Menjang, the queen mother was burned. The Fonde cannot come to the village. In many other palaces, is the same thing. Our traditional rulers, the biggest palace in Southern Cameroon, the palace in Bui. The Fon is in Yaoundé. He's not back home. He do not listen to the traditional council in Guirong. He does not reflect his people's will because he has been hijacked by the regime in place. So this issue in Manyemen, let me bring up another video, which is a report this time by mainstream media back home so that you people can see firsthand indeed what we call the problem of Anglophones. The true problem that the Cameroon government thinks you can wipe under the rug and it will simply disappear. This is a reality.
It was a day of chaos in Manyemen, Kupe Maninguba, during a meeting convened by the senior divisional officer of Kupe Maninguba, Kema William, on.
So this our population. We have never seen things like this in our entire history. Traditional rulers used to be installed by the Angumba secret societies of kingmakers who understands the nature, who are related to our ancestors through ancestral practices of the shrine, traditional shrine in the palaces, sacred places of our places. That is where these decisions used to be made. Not by some administrator who comes there to impose themselves and now they are choosing even their own leaders. We have had incidents where chiefs, traditional chiefs, have been killed by their own people because you have individuals that have been imposed repeatedly by the Cameroon government in our territory as chiefs who are not chiefs, simply because chieftaincy have become a political peon where they want to put people in specific places of control. Our people have become an object of their control, obsession of them having control over our own people. And imagine our people who are helpless there in Manyemen, in Kupe Maninguba. Where are they going to turn to? Where the government itself is the problem. Are they going to carry their case now to the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atangenji, who cares nothing about the people, who is dismissive about the people's aspiration, a person who is the only reason why the Cameroon government cannot negotiate? He have held the Cameroon government hostage because he was appointed as a result of this crisis, and he knows without this crisis he's a nobody. So he is doing everything to destroy our people. Do our people trust him? No. Do he represent our people? He cannot even go to his own village. So where do you think these people are going to turn to? This is a problem. This is what we call the Anglophone problem. Let us watch this report from this TV channel, credit to them, so that you people know exactly what is the problem with our people back home.
Tuesday to designate the traditional ruler. Various families openly rejected the SDO's attempts to impose a chief on them, as they had already chosen Hope Sona Ebae as the third-class chief of Manyemen village, following consultative talks held on January 3, 2025.
So the people have gathered and choose their chief, following their custom, using their traditional shrine. With those shrines, you cannot lie before the shrine. These are chieftaincy things that are very sacred to the identity, comfort of the people, to organize the people for a long term. These are people who are placed to carry out rituals over their people, to celebrate certain traditions, that you cannot joke with it. You cannot just impose anybody as a chief. Chief is not just ceremonial rule, it's a spiritual rule as well. You cannot have impostors all across our territory simply because the government wants to choose who they want to be there, simply because people want to bribe. Listen to these people and hear exactly firsthand the problem we have as Anglophones. Whether anybody can take it, whether anybody in his normal sense can accept to live like this. Let us watch. Listen to the people themselves.
That will have our chief in this village is Hope Sona. That is our chief.
The people accused the senior divisional officer of corruption.
They we may we will suffer for years. Now SDO for Bangam, they may will suffer. Let money not confuse you.
You are hearing. The SDO is the source of their suffering. We have been saying it all along. We don't have problem with our chiefs. We don't have problem with the mayors and all these things that the so-called special status have tried to say that they want to put a public conciliator to work over the mayors. We have never had a problem. Those sectors have been decentralized already. The problem is the SDOs, the DO, the governor, the territorial administration, those government officials themselves imposing their will on our people, suppressing our people. The next stage is assassinating the real person who is a leader, undermining him, make sure that his family will never see the day of light. There are thousands of families like this chief who have been chosen by their own people who are now subject of repression. And the so-called CPDM people will pass their name. The next thing you hear is that this man's name will be given to Konda titles, and he will be branded with a cross on his head and say that he's an Ambazonian, so-called Ambazonian terrorist. They will not just destroy you physically, they will destroy you psychologically. They will use all their instruments to tag you on every type of case. The next thing you hear is that the chief who has been appointed by these people have been assassinated, and everybody who supported him will be living in fear. They will become now enemy of the state. They will go and create that these are the Ambazonian fighters, these are the Ambazonian leaders, they are working with Ambazonian forces, when it has nothing to do with that. And why is it like that? Because those people who are considered Ambazonian fighters will be people now who are going to be challenging this regime. The boys that are going to see that this is their own chief, they need to fight for their chief. These are the people who are fighting now for Ambazonia. So those voices are these men. When you look and you see that in our society, big people, people of authority, people of power are secretly funding and organizing boys to fight the Cameroon administration to make the territory ungovernable, is because the government itself is the problem. The colonial geo, you can hear from the people, is the problem. So who is fighting with them? How will they allow them to sit comfortable in our zone? No, because they are the problem. They are imposing and enforcing a colonial type of idea that is even worse than what we have experienced with the white people. We never saw this during West Cameroon. We never saw this during Jongu Foncha's administration. We never saw this during Endele administration. We never saw this when we were in Onugu. The governors in Onogu and in Nigeria, they never cared about this type of dirty politics. The British before them never cared. They empowered our traditional rulers to collect taxes. They empowered them to designate public works and to consult them in public works. They empower them. The Germans, even themselves, the real colonialism where they carry people for slavery, they were helping the traditional ruler, empowering the traditional rulers, not replacing them, not destroying these traditional institutions that are so important to our people. And for what reason? Listen to our own people in their own words to hear. These are people who have chosen their own leader. They have chosen it following their tradition and their custom in consultation with their shrine. But now the SDO is coming there to refuse him and impose somebody upon the people. And who have the authority according to the law now? That law, it belongs to that SDO. What he chooses is what is legitimate. That is the person who is going to be gazetted. And that is the person that the government is going to be giving money, giving protection, giving the army. And how would the people in this area feel? They will feel disgruntled. They will not want the government. They don't want to do anything with the government. And they will be seen as who? The enemy. If they have to organize boys to go and confront this government, that will be called the Ambazonian boys. So this is a reality of what is happening. Take a second look again.
Officer of corruption.
Then we may we will suffer for years. So now SDO for Bangam, they may will suffer. Let money not confuse you and into the grave. Because we
Yeah, make money not confuse you. Let money not confuse you. It will take you to your grave. So this is what our people have been suffering. When our people say that they don't trust the Cameroon government, it is not because they just hate the Paul Biya's regime, they hate CPDM. No, it's because they are seeing it on their day-to-day basis. It is eating up their culture. It is dismantling their culture. It is going into their food and bread issue. It goes right to their cooperative union. It goes right to the marketing board. It goes right to removing the factories of Guinness from Limbe, taking it to Douala. It goes from seeing them coming to the educational sector, removing GCE board, putting it in the Francophone zone, a board that our real teachers fought for. Our real teachers, they fought for the GCE board. Some of them, I knew this one man whose eyes was burst because of it. Look at even our father who is there in America, this old man now. I want to wish him also happy birthday. Sami, one of this Seseko's staunch supporter, Mr. Sami Arimbi. These are people who fought for the GCE board. Just for the administration to come there, because maybe one person wants to have a position there or not, they give the money, they remove the whole GCE, but dismantling it, putting the entire educational system at risk. They come to our Sonera, our Snake, community projects where we develop our own water catchment, build our own things, sometimes from help from people who have traveled abroad, because we don't have any government. We are like a cow without a tail. We are a lost people. Even the little we have, the administration should come after it and take it. This is testimony. This is the Anglophone problem. It is not going to kill soldiers here and there, implicating Amazonian leaders who are in the diaspora to speak for the people to eliminate them, that this problem is going to go away. No, so long as there is injustice, so long as that law itself becomes unjust, resistance is just a natural thing. So listen.
Do we think for house? My poor chief say, call he say, now we chief this. He not accept. When you're getting money, don't confuse your friends. What law are you applying?
They insisted that anyone wishing to become their chief must be from Manyemen and must respect their customs by proceeding to the traditional shrine.
So look at this is now the colonial master. It fits the description. Why do they call them colonial masters? It's not only coming from me, from Honorable Weber, who was sitting from the parliament, called them colonial masters. This is the one trying to impose on a culture. Jesus. Can you imagine the anger our people have that have been boiling for 60 years? That you find young guys like this who have gone to school to go and learn. You think that they will come with respect to the culture that created that government. It was the chiefs that signed documents that create Cameroon. Now, these young guys, because they come from whatever school they have gone to in Yaoundé, they have been appointed by Pobia, they can sign decree. They are coming to give us our chief, tell us who is the chief. They have replaced the chief. The chief have to come and bow to them. They are the ones telling the chief what to do, what not to do. Some they can insult whoever. So they want to put somebody that will be listening to them, that will reflect this their corrupt system. This is the problem we have. Look at him. And you think that he can be respected? You think that the boys will not organize themselves against him? It is inevitable. Because who can accept such imposition, such encroachment into our society? What we are demanding is not something strange. We are demanding that we want our traditions to be respected, our identity to be respected and protected. The state is supposed to protect the institutions, sit that beside, provide security, let the Ngumba people select their own people. Let the people select their own traditional rulers according to their ancestral practices, according to their shrine. The government is supposed to be empowering those traditional authorities, not imposing their own traditional leaders upon our own people. This is the Anglophone problem. This is the Amazonian struggle. That our mommy, the way they talk, so they don't like the government. They don't want to get anything to do with the government. Now, because they see where the government they do them. Now, this one, I. Do want to be some propaganda report? Do you want a report from a registered Cameroon TV station? When I watch them,
and must respect their customs by proceeding to the traditional shrine.
There are two contenders. One of them is sent for state duties to Kenya, Nairobi specifically. He sent you this letter that these tours can be called for him to come so that he too is here to see what you will do. And if you don't have a copy, I would like to submit this one to you. And,
so the person that the DO want to install is not even part of the people that were in consideration for this authority as a chief. In Manyemen, they are bringing somebody who is not even, according to the village people, not even from that village, to be a traditional ruler. We have seen the same thing even in Pinyin, where they try to impose a class system. They come with this idea that there is paramount chief. Of course, there are paramount chiefs, but paramount chiefs means that there are other sub-chiefs that are taking the authority from you as a paramount chief. Paramount chief is not something that is created by Cameroon government. No. The paramount chief is, you have a chief, you have sub-chiefs that are under him that he has installed. Those are the chiefs that you can call paramount. In Pinyin, you have in Menka and in Buchi, chiefs that are autonomous. But you have a chief in Pinyin who is a bigger chief, but they want to impose those over, they want to take control over those chiefs to make him paramount over them. No. The institution should reflect the reality there. The institution should shape itself according to the reality, not that the reality want to the institution want to shape the reality on the ground. No, it is over and over again. You go right. No, there is no place where we don't see this encroachment. So this is what our people are suffering.
Several hours of agitation. The senior divisional officer declared Mwe William Bisson as the third-class chief of Manyemen. There was no vote.
So next time, this man, the new man that they have put, is going to be the new Ekema Patricks in that village. Is going to be the new Atanganji Paul. He's going to be the new Ngala Gerard. All the so-called people that we call them elites are the people that have been put and imposed from Yaoundé. The next time he's going to come, they're going to bring him with a bag of money. He's going to take that bag of money, go like Ngala Gerard, parade it with the money, share money, bring people to them to come and worship that their money, that their blood money or cultic money. Our people who know the truth will never respect these people, will never shake their hands, will see them for who they are. An imposition of a system of Leviathans, of Vikings. Go and read Titus as well. Blood-sucking occultic people, imposing them upon our people to come and suck the blood of our virgins, the blood of everybody, humiliate our people, transform them into demonic instruments. This is what is coming from Yaoundé. This is what is coming from Yaoundé. And the next thing is the people who are not going to accept, people who are noble, people who are respectful, people who have value over money. Those people are going to become subjects to be killed. The next thing, they will pass their name to Konda titles. He will start saying that these are Ambazonian fighters. These are people who are sponsoring Ambazonia. They should go and kill them. They should go and burn down their houses. That is the thing our people are living under. The next time presidential campaign will come, it will be these people that they are going to send, because now they are the ones who have put you and imposed you over your people. So now go and campaign there and make Paul Biya the king. That is the Cameroon we live in, and that is the Anglophone problem.
All of them came out as one person and presented the chief to us. So Mr. Bisson William was chosen by the population, by the kingmakers.
So This SDO, in front of everybody, is claiming that his person he wants to impose was chosen by everybody. When you can see everybody, even young people, running with force, fighting him, the elite standing there to talk to him, he kicking people, attacking people. He's claiming that the people they have chosen, the one that he wants to impose. They create their own reality in Yaoundé. They impose it because they have the power of the state. But our people can never accept this improper formula. This is not a natural phenomenon. And they naturally resist it. They naturally fight back. The resistance is there not because people are radical. The resistance is there because the people feel it in their bones. They feel it in their culture. They feel it in every segment, even in the market masters who used to collect money to clean the village, to arrange the market. Those money are being sucked up by these people that they impose from Yaoundé. Watch it to the end.
Comes months after the senior divisional officer annulled his own prefectural order and instructed the divisional officer of Nguti to conduct fresh consultations, which occurred on January 3. Villagers are questioning the rationale behind another consultative talks.
We have a constituted list of kingmakers that families sat, wrote minutes and submitted to the Dio of Nguti. To our greatest dismay today, he came with his own lists, refused using the list of the Dio of Nguti, and they were even quarreling on the table, openly.
So you hear, this is the reality. This is the corruption. This is the decay. This is the virus that comes from Yaoundé, from the main snake himself in Yaoundé, that triggers down to our people. And this is what we have rejected. This is what we are fighting against. We are fighting for our own community to have that power, to have the safeguard of the traditional way of doing things. We need institutions and laws and government authorities that understands and are there to protect, to allow room for these things to thrive, to honor and respect the will of our people, our own indigenous people. That is what we are fighting for.
I went to the extent when I wanted to ask a question to kick my stomach. SDO kicking my stomach because I asked a question.
In response to the ongoing tension, villagers have...
Here they are clapping for Paul Biana. You see? We thank the head of state. We thank the head of state. This is Cameroon.
The establishment of a commission of inquiry to investigate eligibility for anyone willing to rule their community.
We are praying that the authorities that be should see how they can send a fact-finding mission.
Now the authority will send a fact-finding mission. Is that supposed to be the order of things? Naturally, the government is supposed to sit aside, observe how the traditional people, they come together, they make their own document, they make their chiefs, they anoint their chiefs, they do everything. Sometimes they extend the invitation. It is an invitation for the tradition, for the administration to be there to witness and participate in this ceremony and honor and respect and recognize that which have been chosen by the people. The government have nothing to do with organizing any election or organizing the installation or how Ngumba people work. It has nothing to do with the government. And that is what the peace plan paper seeks to give to our people. We seek to convince the Cameroon government that this is wrong. This is immoral. They need to have institutions that safeguards our traditional practices, our ancestral law, and respect our tradition and our customs. They must be respected. Traditional rulers are not put by the government. They are not made by the government. They are not endorsed by the government. They have nothing. They are apolitical, are religion. They are there as people stemming from how that village was created, how they established that village, the shrine that was used to install those village. Those are very important. The land have been destroyed. Our traditional rulers, our ancestors have been cut off. All our ancestral line from every village have been cut off because of the Cameroon government imposing itself in our people. This type of regime, we have never seen it. We have never seen it. It must come to an end. This type of imposition must come to an end. The Cameroon government must realize that these are the things that cause the death of their soldiers and our own boys picking up arms. These are the real things. if villages were left in peace, if our traditions were respected, our people were respected, if what we are working so hard were respected, there will never even be a war. Trust me, there will never be in a war. So we are going to take this series of time to explain to the people, explain to the world, to understand why we are fighting, why we're in a war, why we're in the crisis that have transformed into a conflict. For 60 years, the pressure have been built, and over 8 years ago, Pobia gaslighted it, and it is what it is today. So help us, God. Have a good day wherever you are.